Welcome back to the channel, and welcome finally, probably 6 weeks too late, back to the first bass fishing video of the year. It's now the 8th of July and I'm only just managing to get out bass fishing. The colour level in the water is just on the wrong side of what I want, which isn't ideal, but it doesn't make catching bass impossible. It just makes it a little bit trickier. You've just got to kind of think on your feet a bit more, because obviously what happens is when there's loads of colour in the water, the fish have to become more reliant on their other sensory awareness, which is essentially the lateral line, to feel the vibration. So instead of them mainly like hunting with their eyes, they're having to tune in more to the lateral line and the vibrations in the water. So what does that mean in terms of lure choice? Well, for me, I've tried to go the best of both worlds, because even though, as I say, unless a bass is swimming very, very close to a lure, it's unlikely to see it in these conditions. But that said, really dark water, I've gone for it's got an ever so slight trace of cotton candy, but it's essentially a pearl white lure. It's a tackle house feed shallow 105, 16 gram, absolutely superb lure. It's one of, if somebody said to me, right, you can only have, say, 3 lures ever, that would definitely be in my tackle box. I think it's a superb lure. You can fish it over really shallow, rough ground. It'll probably only dive to 20 centimetres ish, give or take. It casts better than its bigger brother, which is the 128. Albeit, of course, it's not going to put out as much vibration. But I prefer to just get that little bit of distance. But it does have a really, really lovely wobbly action on it. So if there are any bass out there within fairly close proximity, they should pick up on that wobble. And because it's a fairly bright white lure, if they're fairly close to it, they should have a chance of seeing it as well. So that's the logic, or the theory, I should say. So we're just going to put that hopefully into practice. And this morning, to be honest, and I'm being genuinely honest here, I'm not just saying this because I'm expecting a blank. I'm just happy to be out, and yeah, I'm just enjoying being outside in the outdoors this morning. I've just seen some, well, dolphins or porpoises, I'm not sure, probably about, I don't know, quarter of a mile out. So it's nice to just be out here. So in terms of the gear that I'm using, I've got my Shimano Stradic C3000, lovely little reel, pretty decent value for the money. That's strapped on to my trusty Tailwalk Salty Shape, which is 8'7", and I always forget this. Casts 5 to 24 grams. Superb bit of kit. This is its 6th season. The reel's loaded up with Varavas Avani. Silky smooth. And that's got about a 2.5 foot, again, Varavas fluorocarbon leader, which is, I think, about £20. But what I'm going to do is, and obviously what the top water lure allows you to do is avoid a bit of the weed that's out there as well. the other lures as well that are definitely worth having in your armoury for those days where you do just need a bit of distance, or you've got a direct headwind and you need to punch through the wind, is the mighty Savage Gear Seeker. Superb metal lure, possibly one of the best out there. Gary absolutely swears by these. I don't know how many fish he had on them last year. It must have been, I think he had north of 50 fish on the lures last year. It might even been 60 or 70, and the majority of them were taken on these absolutely brilliant lures. That's 28 gram, cast like a bullet. They've got a bit of a sort of indentation fin on them, so you get that sort of almost like a Norwegian perk that you'd use on the boat. You get that wobble when you cast through the water. Definitely worth having a couple of metal in your armoury as well. The beauty about these is, compared to your top end hard lures that are sometimes north of 30 quid these days, I mean, I don't know what you pay for one of these now. Is it 5, 6 quid? Definitely worth having in the box. Right, the sun's come out. Wind's picked up a little bit. Tides drop, but it does look like the water's cleared a little bit. So because that sun's come out, what I'm doing, I'm switching back to a hard lure. This is a cracking little lure. It's an IMA Komomo SF110. It floats, it dives very, very shallow. It's got a cracking action for a little lure. It casts pretty well. I'm just going to work this along in a bit of a kind of fan casting action for the next half an hour or something like that. Right, that's the end of the first session of the day. Didn't get anything. I've enjoyed being back out. Sun's really high up in the sky now. It's getting hotter and hotter. Tide's going out. Morning. How are you doing? Well, it's trip number 5 of the week, believe it or not. I've got a bit of a challenge on my hands this morning. The issue I've got is that tide's going out. I've got a huge southerly blowing out there. There's a lot of colour in the water, so it's quite a tricky one this morning. I'm just really coming to get out. I'm not expecting much. The spot I've chosen is quite sheltered, thankfully. I did try somewhere else earlier, but it was just too rough. There was no way I could have fished it. There was a lot of weed, water was coloured. Right, well, another blank, fruitless bass session, but that's the way it goes for northeast bass fishing. To be fair, taking every cloud, every silver lining and all that, even though I haven't caught anything, basically the water's just black. It's proper chocolatey coloured with quite a lot of weed floating about. Pretty much waste of time in my view. So that's another session gone. That's the 5th session I've had this week. 1 fish to show for it. Hopefully bring you back for another snippet of another session where we actually get a fish, but stay tuned. Right, finally, after losing that first fish, managed to get a lovely, knocking on 3, that I would say.
That's chunky. That's a belter, that one, David.
It's a nice, probably 3 pound fish or so, I would say. Just took a little baby pachinko in probably 3 feet of water. Let's go and get him back. Very, very happy with that. Seen a couple of rises. That fish, first cast, I had a feeling as well. I thought, right, just gonna try and keep that pressure on. Trying to reel in, trying to climb down rocks and get the net in here. So not easy. Going to loosen the drag a little bit in case he screams off. I can step down here without breaking my neck. Yes, he is in. He is in. He's not as good as the other one, but he's not a bad fish. Get in. About 42. Yes, look at that. This is pretty incredible. This, like, second cast, I've just had 2 follows. As soon as my lure got in the water there, it was just bang. Something nosed at it. Then either the same fish or something else had another look. There's obviously a few of them out there. Just walking the dog very, very subtly. It's just snaking over the surface. Let's see if we can coax that same fish out. Can I see something behind that? I don't know if I can see a fin behind it. I can see some. Christ, this is exciting. I tell you what, even though I've been up for God knows how long, you don't feel tired at all when you start to get action like this. Absolutely superb. Come on. God, I'm shaking with excitement here. That's what it's all about. Right, come on. Sometimes it pays as well to just retrieve. Oh God, I've just had another massive splash and another one. Fish is just... Yep, he's got it, Yep. Bang. Yes, this is insane sport, this. Absolutely brilliant. Oh. Come on, out that weed, That's it. Oh, get in. Bass City out there this morning. Get out. Just a schoolie this time. Smash and get you back, fella. The surface lure fishing at this time of day. Whoa! I was literally about to say you can hear. Oh, this is a good. Bloody hell, this is a good fish. Whoa, this is a hell of a fish. Jesus Christ almighty. Literally about to say you can hear the fish take off. God, this is a good fish, this. This is either foul hook or it's a bloody good fish. Jesus. My God. Wow, some power in that. How the hell am I going to land this? Let's further along here, just off the edge of that weed. Oh, this is a powerful fish, this, right? I need to try to get down, get the net in place, keep the pressure on without breaking my neck. Right, okay. Bloody hell. Oh. This is what it's all about, dear me. I'm just keeping my rod tip down, trying to keep a bit of side pressure on it, keep those hooks sort of in place. God, I hope this isn't foul hooked. Right, I'm going to loosen that drag a touch in case he goes berserk when he sees this, which is very possible. My word, this is, oh, like, just like that, just like that. God, my heart's in my mouth. Not a bad fish. Alright, what I'm going to do here, just need to try and just in the chin and in the nets. Oh, that's good fishing. Rest of the day. Oh, good God, look at the size of that. Jesus Christ. God, he must be about £6. He wasn't foul hooked, thank God. Oh, he's just hooked in the jaw. Bass number 4. That's probably a PB bass for me, that. First cast on that surface lure. Just want that hook out the way. Oh, come on, you bugger. I do not want any harm coming to this fish. Right. Jesus Christ. I'm stunned. That must be at least £6. Holy shit. Excuse my French because I try not to swear, but good God, I'm absolutely astounded by that. Not to mention shaking. Jesus Christ, that is a PB bass by a mile, that. Quickly get it measured. Holy shit. Top of tail, that is 63 centimetres. Well, this is bass number 4 of the morning. 63 centimetres. PB bass by an absolute mile. Oh, it's just so my phone. I don't know what it is. It must be about £6 maybe, something like that. Absolute scream out of a fish. Let's get you back, fella. Look at that one. But yeah, I'm pretty delirious now. 63 centimetre fish, probably about £6. Incredible. PB for me by a long way. So yeah, what a session. Amazing. I think I'm going to get home and get to bed. So as always, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've maybe learned 1 or 2 things from this video. If you're just getting into it, got a couple of soft plastics, go natural, white sand eel colour, a couple of hard lures, seekers, something like that, and away you go. The main thing is just don't give up, because the fish are there, as you've seen. Just trial and error, learn as you go, and you'll reap the rewards eventually. It doesn't happen overnight, but just be patient with it. Right, thanks for watching. Tight lines, keep fishing. We'll see you in the next one.